Myth. I'll make sure my teenager gets a credit card so he or she can learn to be responsible with money. I'll send them off to school, and they gotta have something to protect them. Okay, just pack an Uzi in their suitcase with the safety off. That'll protect them, right? What happened? It went off. The same thing will happen if you give them a credit card. It'll go off. Truth. The problem is this. Teenagers and kids are now the #1 target of credit card companies across America today. And the reason is this. Well, they've given you guys about all the cards they can give you. The market's saturated. But what they're discovering is brand loyalty to your first card is incredible. And I've discovered this to be true. The very first person who gives you a credit card, you'll keep that one forever. It's like an old boyfriend's number. Have you ever heard anyone tell you to get a credit card so you can build your credit? A lease is the best way to buy a car, or you have to get a student loan to go to college. None of these are true, but they're accepted as truth all across America. Americans are drowning in debt. Guess who the #1 target of credit card companies is today? You. The credit card industry has saturated the adult market, and they're now coming after you. Did you know that the number of credit card solicitations you will receive your first semester in college is between 25 and 50? This isn't a game, folks. Don't borrow money. It's dangerous. It's a loaded gun. Be careful.
Growing up as Dave Ramsey's kid, you can imagine that I learned a thing or two about money growing up. But to be honest, I kind of feel like I lived in this financial bubble because when I went to college, it just popped. And everyone around me, I realized, had no clue how to handle money, even my own friends, because no one talked them through this issue. Now, I was not perfect at all in college with handling money or even my life in college. There's things I look back on and I wish, I could have done that differently. But I want this to be something that you can take and you can apply to your life. And so I brought two of my good friends, John and Christy, and we're going to kind of just talk through some issues that have come up that we've talked about that are major issues in college, and just to kind of give you a grasp of our thoughts and our perspective. So it's so much of a better plan to stay out of debt, not even have to worry about the burden of I have to have a credit score. I have to be building my credit score. I mean, that's something that I heard all the way through college from my professors, from my friends' parents, even saying, make sure you build a credit score. You know, God forbid you leave college without a credit score. You need to start now. You need to start. And it's crazy because it's such a lie, because the credit score is made up of all things that is debt. I mean, the length of debt, the type of debt you have, the amount of debt you have, it's all debt related to get a score to go into more debts, you know what I mean? And that's another lie that I feel like college students are falling for, that I even saw out of my own friends. They were falling for that myth.
I would say that Dave Ramsey and working at this company, this is the first time I heard that until I worked at this company. Before that, I don't think there's anyone else in the country that teaches that teaches that you can go through life without a credit score, which means these high school students are getting bombarded, not just from the college professors or from their family and their friends in their church. Everyone, every company, every marketer, every area of influence in their life is telling them this lie. And it's not ill-intended, but they really believe it because it is the normal.
And it's not a reflection of your value. It's not a reflection of your wisdom. Not knowing it isn't a failure on your part. Not building one isn't a failure. And so you just get wrapped up in all that marketing behind the credit score machine.
What I do is I see people, I'm up front cutting up cards, and then I look at them and go, okay, where's the other one? How'd you know? Well, I've had this one since college. And they get it out, and it's this old worn-out looking credit card. It ain't been updated, but they've had it forever. It's like an old friend. Isn't it amazing? It's like a 4-year-old with a security blanket. We're very, very loyal to our very first credit card issuer, and so they all work really hard to be our very first credit card issuer. So they're on campus, and they set up tables with free T-shirts, free hats, and a free pizza, don't they? And many a college student in here right now, or former college student in here right now, has traded their financial soul for a dad-blamed T-shirt. And we all know we did it. Well, I'll pay. I won't use it. I'm just getting the shirt. I'm just getting the 10% off. It'll never happen to me. You're playing with a multi-billion-dollar company. They don't make mistakes in marketing. You know, you may occasionally win that battle, but most of the time, they're coming to get you. It's not a game. And they're going younger and younger and younger and younger. The game of life now takes Visa. Visa takes life. You can't live life without Visa. What a great marketing message. And the sad thing is, deep down in our souls, we really believe we can't have a life if we don't have a Visa. That's a broken concept. I'm not mad at Visa. Again, I'm in awe of the excellence of their marketing.
The reason why they're doing that, obviously, is because you don't have a job. That's the point. You're probably not going to pay your bills on time, which means they get to charge you interest, and they get to make more money off of you. If the credit card companies can hook you in college, they probably have you hooked for life.
Now, I don't think they're really trying to issue these 4-year-olds credit cards, but they're teaching them so when they get to the college campus, they pick Visa instead of picking Discover or instead of picking MasterCard. It's a brand war, just like Papa John's and Domino's and Pizza Hut. It's a brand war, or Pepsi and Coke. It's a brand war, right? And they're fighting for that market share tooth and nail, and they're spending big bucks to do it, and they're starting to train children. It's called kiddie branding. We found this a couple of years ago. This little baby is Barbie, cool shopping Barbie. Now, I had girls at my house, and so we're not mad at Barbie. We have Barbie and Barbie parts all over our house. We kind of like Barbie. We wish she'd eat a little better, but we kind of like Barbie, you know. So, but I had a real problem with Cool Shopping Barbie, because Cool Shopping Barbie came out with a little MasterCard taped to her hand, and of course included in the kit is a full-size MasterCard. This particular product by Mattel was sponsored by MasterCard. So what's the message here? If you're 3 or 4 years old, 5 years old, and you're playing with Barbies and you want to be pretty and cool when you're shopping and you're cool, what do? You don't use Discover. You don't use American Express. You use MasterCard. That's what cool people do. That's the message, isn't it? And it's drilled home and drilled home and drilled home and drilled home. By the way, this little thing came with no cash. And here's what's sickening. Here's what we're training our 4-year-olds. Listen, this is how you know you're cool right here. Listen. Credit approved, you airhead. Sad thing is, this is having an effect on our youngsters. Junior Achievement did a study called The Case for Economic Education and discovered 2 things. More young adults filed bankruptcy than graduated from college last year. And colleges are telling them in this same study over and over and over that they're losing more students to credit card debt problems than they are to academic failure. You get your credit cards up, you got to go get a job and pay them. You quit school and come home, which, by the way, activates your student loans 6 months later, and you don't have an education to get the better job to be able to pay the student loans. There's a cycle here that's really got socioeconomic impact. It's a real problem. We, the consumer, have to wake up and say, you know, I'm thinking maybe no. There's an idea. Just something to think about.
I feel like in college it's such this mindset of, oh, I'll just accumulate student loans. I'll just accumulate credit cards. I won't worry about all the choices I'm making right now. You know, this is college. This is the best years of my life. And I'll worry about all that when I graduate and when I go get, a high-paying job. That's when I'll worry about it. And that's such a mindset that's there today. That's something that I even kind of fell into at some point. So, I could sleep through class. If I fail that test, it's not that big of a deal. I'll worry about that tomorrow. When every decision you make, it follows you.
And I think people do get caught up in that idea of kind of the romantic version of college. And part of it is that you'll have older friends and adults will say, do it while you can. Do it while you can. And so there's all these do it while you can moments where you go, I've got to go to Europe right now. I don't have the money. I don't have anything saved up. But when I'm in my 30s, Europe will be closed. I'll only be able to vacation in Chattanooga or Branson, Missouri. The only way to really find yourself is with a backpack and a Eurail pass and be in Paris and eat some bad bread. And I thought, this is it. And so I went into debt over that. And so you make all these decisions about, this is my one moment. This is what college is about. I'll pay for the memory later. I'm going to make this magical memory. And then the 25-year-old version of you will hate the 19-year-old.